couple of years ago as well. I think 2016, where Sagan ended up winning the stage, but Chris Froome on that occasion was in the group.
Yeah.
And Froome sprinted for the stage win as well, didn't he?
Thought he'd have a go.
Thought he'd have a go, just to find Peter Sagan going, oh, don't do that, because I'll have to win now. And so he did. Right. Less than 5 kilometres to go, and this is where the finish line is notionally for these riders. They will continue, of course, for as long as it takes out front, but they have close to zero chance of surviving until the end. Under 100 kilometres to go until the end of today's stage, but really what motivates this group of 6 riders is the intermediate sprint that is coming up at 95.1 kilometres to go. And let's hope this time, Rob, that we have a clean sprint and that we don't see the false arch, and that we interfered with the first intermediate sprint of the day, when I think another sponsor, or an unofficial sponsor of the race, had put up a big inflatable blue arch that fooled Mohamed Al-Mansouri into sprinting for the wrong finish line.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of hesitation on this one, just to make sure, double check.
It's the big chunky one with the white kite hanging underneath it. That's the one they've got to sprint for. Matisse and Tamkink sharing the work. It's Magnus Cort Nielsen, second place in the points competition, second place on yesterday's finish, just to Dylan Groenewegen, wearing the red jersey of the points competition, and wearing a closed aerodynamic helmet, so clearly intent on sprinting again today. And why not? Given the evidence that we saw, he's in good form, Magnus Cort Nielsen.
They'll certainly have a go, won't they? And hopefully for him, he'll have at least 4 more teammates to help him, because there were at least 4 of them went down in that crash on the run-in yesterday. So, you know, anybody who was there yesterday, they'll be trying their luck again for sure. No more so than that man there. Race winner, stage winner, race leader.
Yeah, which way is it going to plan out? Will that win give him wings, make him even more self-confident, or will the fact that now he is a marked man mitigate against him? Let's find out. Over the course of the next 100 kilometres or so, all will be revealed. And especially the last 4 or 5 kilometres of this race. Matisse heads a peloton which now contains 104 riders, 110 left in this race altogether, 6 of them out front.
Not a bad race for the photographers either. Anybody out on a motorbike will be quite looking forward to coming out this neck of the woods, I'm sure, to cover a race. Top up the tan and not have to wrap your very expensive equipment in cling film and plastic bags.
That's true.
Try and keep the water out, the moisture out, the rain.
Tough job, isn't it? Now watch Yusuf Mirza Al-Hamadi, the man in the white jersey, the UAE Team Emirates and UAE national road race champion. He sprinted twice for the intermediate sprint. He sprinted for the false sprint, led out by his compatriot Mohamed Al-Mansouri, but then he had, significantly I think, he had the legs to go again and get past Nathan van Hooydonk to take maximum points. There he is in the all-white kit. And he's playing quite a canny game here. You can see him shaking his sprinter's legs out already as well. Just conserving his energy, sitting on the wheels. Couple of K to go still until the sprint. But he's almost as if he's using Al-Mansouri's wheel here. He's tracking his compatriot all the way. Doing the minimum on the front. 2 kilometres to go now until the sprint.
Yeah, measuring the riders up around you. Generally, you know by now the ones who are feeling good, the ones who have got a good sprint. Those from yesterday, obviously, and the previous sprint that they've shown.
Oh, Van Hooydonk's going for a long one. very, very long one. Still way over a kilometre, but we saw Daniel Tekla-Heimenot get the better of the rest of them in the breakaway yesterday by doing just that. Unfortunately, this move was a little bit telegraphed. Fu Enshui from Mitchelton Bike Exchange saw that one coming. And Al Mansouri's doing an awful lot of work here for his compatriot. I wonder if they've had a little bit of an understanding between them. Mirza Al-Hamadi is benefiting from Al Mansouri, who's closed the gap there. Done a big shift there. And that's worked out beautifully well, I think, for Mirza Al-Hamadi.
Yeah, I think the problem for Van Hooydonk there is mainly the fact that it's a big, straight, open, wide road. Yesterday, when Tekla-Heimenot did a very similar thing, he almost crept. He didn't really attack. He crept away. The others gave him the gap. But he was a little bit out of sight as well, which helped. And there we go, all back to nothing. Back to...
yeah, that didn't work at all for Van Hooydonk, did it? That was not the right move at the right time.
Not really, a little bit too far out.
It's almost so far out now that it's been brought back. He's got a bit of time to recover and can go again. It's that far out. So I think there's still more than a kilometre to go, probably. But watch these two riders from the United Arab Emirates. They have been in that order the whole way. Mirza Al-Hamadi has been sticking to that wheel in front of him for the last 4 or 5 kilometres. Nicolai Day is still a player as well in the Cofidis. Charles Planet in the blue of Team Novo Nordisk. What can Nathan Van Hooydonk do about it now? Remember, Van Hooydonk leads the way with 7 points in the intermediate sprints competition. But Al Mansouri and Mirza Al-Hamadi and Charles Planet are all on 5 points.
Well, Van Hooydonk's done the right thing now. He's got back on the right wheels there. He just pushes Nicolas Ede out. Planet there goes to the back, so he's got kind of the element of surprise now, really, at this point. The wind-up starts, the build-up.
Planet's going, brings the Chinese rider with him, and Van Hooydonk as well reacts to that big move from the Frenchman. Now Mirza Al-Hamadi switches off the wheel of Al Mansouri. There's the finish line. He's left it a bit late. Van Hooydonk's powering his way to the finish. Van Hooydonk is going to seal the deal, and he will be in the jersey at the end of the day. Well done, Nathan Van Hooydonk. And do you know what? He takes a very handy 6 seconds of time bonuses with him. And if he finishes in the pack, and depending on the way the time bonuses are allotted amongst the big sprinters at their finish line, assuming a bunch sprint, he could be even higher in the general classification at the end of the day.
I'm wondering if Van Hooydonk wasn't overly confident with his sprint, certainly underconfident with the way he performed there.
Yeah, Al Mansouri there
not happy.
He's not happy.
No, just didn't have the legs, but that man there did, and I'm wondering if he was just trying to soften everybody up, whether he's confident, well, if I have to sprint, I'll sprint, but I'd rather kind of try and go it alone, because he certainly had the speed there and the legs. Very fortunate that Planet went quite early, and he was able to get straight on the wheel there, and had a good lead out there.
Oh, that's good. We had a bit of a bike race there for a few kilometres. Now the natural order of things will be restored as the peloton come trundling through the same point, led by Team Lotto, NL Jumbo and Bram Tankink, setting things up for Dylan Groenewegen, who's trying to repeat his feat of defeating the rest of the field in the bunch sprint.
He's got himself up now, Van Hooydonk, to